Pleasant good morning to you. It is Thursday, December the 16th. I'm Shane Seeley, and this is the CBC Morning Report. The Pan American Health Organization has been on the front line with the World Health Organization, monitoring the Omicron mutations of COVID-19, which have a faster rate of mutation and transmission. Now, PAHO WHO representative to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Dr. Tadis Gibre, joins us here on the Morning Report Live to discuss how Barbados can safeguard itself against this variant and really the rest of the region. Good morning, Dr. Gibre. Good to have you here with us on the Morning Report.
Good morning, and thank you for having me, and season greetings to you and your viewers.
Appreciate your time. We have been watching the spread of this Omicron variant. Of course, in the UK, we've seen the rapid spread. They have now recorded more cases in one day than at any time of the pandemic. So there's no question about this fast rate of transmission. What is PAHO doing? I know PAHO is working with the Barbados government, and you're on a special task force to monitor this Omicron variant. Talk a bit about that work that you're doing with Barbados to really stem the tide of what could be another very contagious form of COVID-19.
Thank you. The first thing, actually, what we have to know is that all viruses evolve over time. The more the virus actually circulates, the more the virus will evolve. That means there will be some changes, but it may be little or no impact on the virus property or behavior. What we have been doing so far is that to learn more about this virus, the mutation, whether the SARS-CoV-2 lead to emergence of new transmissibility, if the disease will be severe and in presentation, and then effectiveness of the vaccine or whatever treatment we have, and also the diagnostics. So with the Barbados Ministry of Health and then the government, we are looking at all these aspects, how far the virus is transmissible, the disease severity and the presentation, and then the existing public health and social measures would be affected if we have, or if and when we have such the new Omicron reach Barbados or the Eastern Caribbean countries. So far, there is no any reported or detected cases in Barbados or the Eastern Caribbean. That's very important. But it does not mean that we don't have circulating Omicron because we have not detected so far.
And it has been detected in Trinidad and Tobago. And there are some who believe that Omicron may not be a bad thing as we try to acquire herd immunity. So far, we're hearing that Omicron is not as deadly. What are the recommendations coming from PAHO for countries dealing with this new form of the variant?
The important thing is that what we know about this variant. The first thing is that, as you know, and most of your audience has heard, that on 26th of November, the World Health Organization designated Omicron as a variant of concern. So Omicron has a large number of mutations, including more than 30 genetic mutation on the so-called spike protein. The spike protein is the protein which the virus attached to cells. So therefore, it is targeting some of the vaccine properties, and the mutation in this spike protein therefore need to be closely monitored. That's what we are doing. On the other hand, so some mutations are previously seen associated with increased transmissibility. As you have already mentioned, there is high contagiosity or growth from this virus, but we don't know whether it is highly transmissible than Delta. So we have still to continue what we are doing for Delta virus variant, which is already transmitting in Barbados and other Eastern Caribbean countries where the community transmission exists. Therefore, we are continuing to communicate with ministries of health and the public. Individuals have to know the existing measures like vaccination, keeping distance, wearing masks, hand sanitization, including respiratory etiquette and coughing, covering cough, including opening windows. All these are, and then avoiding crowded places and the crowding space would be important and to continue to work on those ones. Therefore, we don't know much about the Omicron so far, but there is one thing we could say that it uh, is growing fast. More than 77 countries as of yesterday have reported and detected.
I'm looking at our local dashboard here, and I see that we've done some 1,053 tests in our latest round of tests, just over a thousand tests. Is this level of testing enough with what we are seeing now in terms of trying to protect our borders and our populations from the Omicron variant? Do we need to do more testing to detect if it is indeed here in Barbados and across the region in a wider perspective?
Well, wonderful. This is a good question. Yes, testing is a very important tool to know if individuals are infected or have been in contact with individuals who have been the designated as infected persons. And therefore, the number 1,000 or 1,500 does not necessarily show that we are doing enough testing. What we are doing is that what kind of strategy of testing we have. Do we have a strategy for testing the most vulnerable ones? Do we have the testing strategy to address those who need to be tested when they come in contact? So once we know our strategy is set properly, then the numbers would come together. To my knowledge, Barbados have a testing strategy. They have made so many changes over time as the outbreak evolves. Therefore, we are very pleased with the strategy which are placed in Barbados. However, I have to insist that individuals who may have certain signs and symptoms suggesting of COVID infection have to come and then be tested and then come forward, not to stay at home.
Well, before you go, I just have to ask this. Barbados just, well, yesterday it was announced that Barbados will be easing some more of our restrictions as we go into the Utide season. What is your take on that in light of the new surge of the Omicron variant, as you said, in 77 countries across the world? Are we going in the right direction here in Barbados? What's your take?
The what is important at this point is that to continue what we are doing for Delta. Delta has created a great havoc in our health system. We have lost people, many people have been infected, and then they are living with chronic conditions. Therefore, we don't know the level of Omicron and transmissibility, about severe disease. So we have to continue to work with existing effective interventions. People have to be vaccinated. People have to continue to have the social measures to reduce the congregation in crowded places. Therefore, even if there is some easing being uh, provided for the holiday season, individuals have to take very seriously that COVID is still with us and then have to protect themselves.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jibril, for your time this morning. Of course, it's always great to hear PAHO's perspective, especially with this Omicron variant and COVID-19 in general. But thank you so much for your service. Continue the good work and try to be safe as possible during the Utide season.
Thank you, and the same to you and to your audience.
Dr. Jibril there, the representative for PAHO in Barbados and the region, speaking to us live here exclusively on the Morning Report. We'll take a break here and come back with COVID-19 updates. The COVID-19 death toll here in Barbados is now 255 following the death of a 68-year-old man yesterday. He passed away at Harrison Point Isolation Facility and he was unvaccinated. Meanwhile, 78 new cases of COVID-19 have been detected by the Best dos Santos Public Health Lab, 35 males and 43 females. That was recorded on Tuesday from among 1,053 tests conducted on that day. The number of people in isolation facilities now stands at 193, while 1,502 people are in home isolation. Under the National Vaccination Program for COVID-19, the total number of people who are fully vaccinated has now reached 140,662. Now, their top marks for the CARICOM are coming from the CARICOM Secretary General, Dr. Carla Barnett, for the region's approach to securing COVID-19 vaccines. Though it wasn't a united approach, she says the process for member states has been one of the most organized.
When we needed to access vaccines, countries that needed to access vaccines or had a way of got in on the basis that when they got some, they would share. And so we had countries get vaccines before others. Barbados, for example, got some vaccines, and as they got it, they shared some with the other countries. We had several countries do that. The reality was, as I say, across the globe, there was an inequality and uneven access to the available vaccines. And so countries who are able, who import, if all countries have systems for importing their medications, and they did so, try to work through those systems. The negotiation with the US government was one that we did on a regional basis for a regional donation that we then continue to monitor on a regional basis, but there is no singular system that any country would have, much less a set of countries for accessing vaccines, given the range of producers and the range of possibilities that are there.
Meanwhile, over in Jamaica, police in St. Ann have embarked on a drive to encourage students to stay in school. Many are opting not to go amidst the COVID-19 pandemic.
At a time when school-age children are quitting school due to access, the Area 2 police have stepped in.
Don't be dull. Get something positive in the skull. Don't be insane. Get something positive in the brain.
This is Parr Town in St. Ann, where many students have been deprived of learning due to internet challenges. It's an issue which has plagued many students in rural Jamaica. But head of the Area 2 Police, ACP Calvin Allen, encouraged the St. Ann students not to give up, stressing the significance of literacy.
You don't need nobody else to come tell you. Education is the surest passport to a good future. Even if you're going to do little construction and the man say, all right, I need X amount of yard of sand and how much cement, in order for that mixture to be right, you still have to know something.
He encouraged the youngsters to remain focused so that they can become positive contributors to their community and the country at large.
Despite all of that, education, today you can read and write, you can get a good job, and you can become a positive influence for your community and for your family.
He also had this message for parents.
Parents, me say me know that it is tough, it is rough, it's not easy. But I'm saying to you and I'm saying to your children that are here, youngsters, listen, education, log on to education.
Now, we've been talking about the United Kingdom. Well, over in the UK, they've recorded their highest daily coronavirus caseload since the start of the pandemic, as a further 78,610 COVID-19 infections were reported. That's just yesterday. That's about 10,000 more than at the peak of the pandemic back in January. Now, more than 11 million people have now tested positive for the disease in the UK, which has a total population of around 67 million people.
People must now show proof they are double jabbed to enter certain venues. The restrictions were approved by Parliament, despite dozens of politicians from the ruling party opposing them. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has dismissed calls for his resignation. Andrew Simmons is following developments in London.
As the Omicron rate of infections skyrockets, Boris Johnson's reputation is diving rapidly, and it's not just the public health situation that's done that. It's quite a long story of a series of scandals known as sleaze, which is involving allegations of corruption, and also the botch up over parties during last Christmas, which apparently have, according to many sources, breached COVID regulations. But during that Prime Minister's question time, Boris Johnson was tackled by the Labour leader and told that you are too weak to lead. And there is a reason for that allegation, simply because 100 members of his party in Parliament voted against his government on Tuesday night over these moves to actually cause more restrictions. And now the question is, can he be trusted when this situation gets worse to actually introduce the measures that are needed when his policies are so reliant upon the triple booster jab, the booster jab being the way he's planning to try and control this outbreak of infection?
A lot on COVID-19 happening with this Omicron variant. Time now, though, to go over to Pearson to hear what's happening on the Thursday edition of Mornin Barbados. Pearson, how is it looking there?
Good morning, Shane. Good morning, everyone. It's going to be a great day today. It's Thursday, so you know we're going to have some very exciting young people to share with you. We'll start, though, by looking at the work of BARP. BARP says they're going to bring it home tomorrow, Friday. Bring what home? And how can we receive it safely, and how can we win by engaging in it? Kim Tudor, who is the executive manager, will join us to share a little bit more about what they'll be doing tomorrow and how we can be all excited about what they're bringing home. We'll also today be meeting the young man who won the most impactful act at the recently concluded Spirit of the Nation show, and the young woman who came third and in the Parish Talent segment as well. And we meet a northerner who has been doing some great work in the north of the island. She's still quite young, but she's passionate about where she lives, and she's passionate about what she's doing. So a lot of that passion you'll see with us right here on Morning Barbados when we start at 6:30. Back to you, Shane.
Thank you, Pearson. As we continue the morning report, the Prime Minister, Mia Mottley, disappointed in recent industrial action. You'll get details to that story and more here after the break. Prime Minister Mia Mottley is deeply disappointed and even angered about the recent industrial action taken by the Unity Workers Union. The Prime Minister said disruption was being caused to the country by the removal of nursing services and the comments made by the leader of the union, Senator Caswell Franklin. She says the sick and elderly should not be used as a platform for political battles.
As it relates to the silly season, I'm ready to fight people where they are fight in the silly season in the political arena. But do not use sick people or elderly people as the platform on which you are going to fight political battles. Do not do it. It is not fair to them, and it's not going to make a difference to you in the long run either. So let us be very, very clear that it is not worth it, and let us fight the battles where they need to be fought in the political arena. But in the industrial arena, if we're going to be here, let us adhere to what we know industrial practices best are.
The situation, which sees some 30 nurses withholding services, has also not found favor with other unions and members of the social partnership. President of the National Union of Public Workers, Kimberly Agard, who represents the majority of nurses, says they are willing to remain at the table and resolve this issue.
NUPW is not participating or sanctioning any strike action at this time. The NUPW itself has internal structures for instituting such action, and no authority was given to the leadership of NUPW from that body as it relates to participating in any such action.
And the Barbados Nurses Association President Valerie Francis Miller says their organization is committed to the process of consultation in the interest of nurses.
The Barbados Nurses Association has always sought accommodation and negotiations rather than end-stage industrial action. Therefore, we are looking forward to continual negotiations, collaborative dialogue with the government to better nursing and the lives of nurses.
Meanwhile, the Barbados Workers Union has also added its voice to the discussion. The General Secretary of the BWU, Tony Moore, says they use industrial action only as a last resort.
The Executive Council of the Barbados Workers Union has always functioned in a manner, yes, the observed process, but recognizing that strike action is the ultimate action. It is one that is not contemplated lightly and without due consideration not only for the issues but for the support. We don't go into action and then try to build support for action. And we certainly do not go into action where we do not have a majority. And so even on that basis, I will choose to express my disappointment in that regard.
Now, in other big news, government has unveiled plans to reopen Barbados' entertainment sector in short order after extensive consultations with the Social Partnership Committee. Chief Medical Officer, the Most Honorable Dr. Kenneth George, has announced new protocols for open-air events.
Open-air events, these will be mass gatherings or large gatherings of people in a single space. And therefore, the density and numbers to that event first need to be agreed to by the Ministry of Health, specifically the COVID monitoring unit. Therefore, all open-air events must apply to the COVID monitoring unit with concurrence from the NCF with respect to the numbers that can be accommodated at those events.
Under the new directives, event promoters and artists must provide proof of a negative COVID-19 rapid antigen test and be fully vaccinated. Meanwhile, patrons will be required to present either a vaccination certificate or a negative COVID-19 test.
For the promoters and the artists and the people on stage who are actively involved in the production, both vaccination and a rapid antigen test will be required for entrance into that area. For the patrons, it will either be you're vaccinated or you come with a rapid antigen test 24 hours before that event. So there's a slight distinction between patrons and the promoters/artists. And the objective is to try to create an environment where the transmission of COVID is either non-existent or limited.
Dr. George also announced new directives for places of worship, which will see social distancing protocols reduced to 3 feet if 70% of the congregation is fully vaccinated.
The current directive is 6 feet distancing within churches to maintain a sense of safety and security within the church. Places of worship, sorry about that, places of worship. 6 feet distancing in places of worship. But we know that places of worship and the faith-based community has been agitating for more. So therefore, we are going to allow 3 feet distancing within places of worship, provided that 70% of that grouping, congregation or body or whatever it is fully vaccinated.
And there has been reaction from a number of sectors within entertainment impacted by the news of the temporary relaxation of the curfew measures for Christmas Eve and All Year's Night. CBC spoke with event promoter Rudy Maloney, who is hoping to see the relaxation increase to include crop over next year.
We wanted the sectors to open. That was the most important thing. So people could start back doing business. This is just not only for All Year's and New Year's Eve. This is hopefully that we can continue and build on what we have started and have an industry open, look at the vision for crop over. That's what is important at this time. For the event producer, for some of them, yes, some of them can work within the realms of what is happening. For the patrons, I think it will be good news, because for a number of, nearly 2 years, patrons have been asking for the industry to be open, to have some type of events, etc. So I think it's good news.
Now it's a different situation over in Jamaica, where the government is warning against hosting parties during the festive season. Local government minister David McKenzie insists there is still a ban on entertainment events there and is urging Jamaicans to adhere to those directives.
The local government minister says he has been receiving numerous calls and messages from people all across the island who want to know one thing: what are the plans for nightclubs and parties during the holiday season? It's why Desmond McKenzie says he wants to be very clear.
Madam Speaker, I wish to state that the ban on parties and nightclubs and other such gathering as round robin, gate parties are still in effect, Madam Speaker.
He argues that the municipal corporation and the police will not be issuing any permits for the staging of these events. Local hospitals have already started to prepare for a possible 4th wave of COVID amidst global concerns about the Omicron variant. So Mr. McKenzie says Jamaicans cannot afford to be reckless.
We are going to be working with the authorities to ensure that any breach under these regulations that ban these events, we will be out, Madam Speaker, to ensure that we get compliance.
In sports, there are doubts over the rest of the tour between the West Indies and Pakistan, the hosts, as there are more positive COVID-19 cases in the West Indies camp. Reports reaching CBC indicate that there are 5 new cases in the touring party, including head bowling coach Roddy Estwick, ODI skipper Shea Hope, batsman Justin Graves, spinner Akil Hussain, along with the team physician Dr. Akashi Mansingh. That now makes it 9 members of the West Indies touring party who have COVID-19, with Rawson Chase, Kyle Mears and Sheldon Cottrell having been ruled out previously from the tour, along with Dario Bartley, the CWI media and content executive. With more testing being done, a decision is pending on the rest of the matches in this Pakistan tour. Time now for a quick look at the weather. The temperature right now is 26.2 degrees Celsius. It's looking fair on the outside. We again had some early morning showers. The apparent temperature still nice and cool at 28 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity stands at 89%. The barometric pressure is 1012.4 millibars, and those winds are coming out of the east at 26 kilometers per hour. We'll see a low tide this morning at 22 minutes to 8. The high tide will be in the afternoon at 4 minutes to 2. Those seas are moderate to rough in open water still, with swells peaking at around 3 meters. They're expected to increase. We'll get a mix of sunshine and clouds here in Barbados today, with a few brief isolated light showers. And tonight we'll have a mix of clear skies and clouds with a few brief isolated light showers. And here's a quick look at the international weather forecast. And I'll be back at 7 with your 7 a.m. headline news. I'm Shane Seeley, but up next, we start. Pearson is on with Mornin Barbados.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up, morning to you.
Indeed, good morning to you, everyone. Welcome to today, Thursday, December the 16th, 2021. I am Pearson Bowen, welcoming all of you here in Barbados, watching us on your TV screens. As always, thank you so much for waking up to be with us in the morning, every morning, Monday to Friday. And for those of you across the globe watching us on our YouTube channel or our Facebook stream as well, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. This morning, you'll meet a young woman who is only 21 years old, who started her own business called the Bajan Health Corner. And she's aspiring also to be a motivational speaker. So we'll talk to her a little bit about her journey thus far through her 21 years. We'll also meet another one who has decided to open her own business online, offering beauty and other care products as well. So quite interesting young people we'll meet this morning. What's behind all of the motivation among our young people, we'll get a sense of today, Thursday. But let's get started by looking now at the work of BARP. And joining us to talk a little bit about what it means to bring it home is Kim Tudor, who is the Executive Manager of the Barbados Association for Retired People. Good morning to you, Kim. Welcome.
Good morning, Pearson, and good morning to all your listeners.
Good to see you again after such a while, Kim. And there you are in the position as Executive Manager of BARP. And BARP is on the move. There are lots of exciting things
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about what's happening tomorrow when you say bringing it home. What can we expect tomorrow?
Well, you know, Pearson, we annually hold hold a concert with the police band, and it's a very popular, not only with our members, but throughout Barbados. And we felt that given all that had happened this year, we really could not disappoint our members. We decided we will do the concert virtually. So we are literally bringing it home with BARP. Very excited.
The concert is on. As you know, the annual fair by BARP is on for sure, but it's going to be on TV. That's the whole point here.
Absolutely.
And all of your streaming devices. Yes.
Absolutely. Your student, and also, Pearson, it's going to be on Zoom. So those of you who log in on Zoom are able to participate. We have lots of prizes, and certainly surprises as well.
No, you got me curious. These prizes and surprises. So tempt and tease us a little bit more about that.
Well, you know, Pearson, as I said before, we have the band of the Barbados Police Service, and we have some other artists who are well loved in Barbados. We have Red Plastic Band, we have Biggie Irie, we have Brenda B, and we going intergenerational, and we have Sandra Ford. So some great headliners will support and work with the band of the Barbados Police Service.
I am telling you, Betty B is an outstanding vocalist. Outstanding vocalist, hands down. So if for no other reason, I'm saying join tomorrow evening. What time do you start, by the way?
We start at 8:30.
Okay. So 8:30 tomorrow evening.
Through to 10:30.
So a 2-hour show. It's going to be fantastic. Of course,
Absolutely,
you know,
a
the
2-hour
Barbados
show.
Police Band is world renowned. It's excellent.
Absolutely.
So we're going to get that. We're going to get the great vocalists of Barbados, and then you can join on Zoom and you can see each other.
You can join on Zoom.
And most of all, just show your appreciation.
You know, Pearson, I think that once you participate in this concert and you enjoy this concert, you'll feel like the Christmas season has started for you, you know. So we are so excited about it. We've kind of seen a preview during rehearsals, you know, so we are absolutely excited. Pearson, if you would permit me just 1 second to say thank you very much to our sponsors. These are persons who've been with us throughout the years and who are always supporting us in almost all of our endeavors. And I want to mention Wine World, Lynch Brokers, COB, Sagicor, Brighton, Trident, Beacon, Urgent Care, and certainly Eddie. So these are persons who have been sponsoring us over the years, and we're delighted that they could come on board again with us in this virtual concert. As you know, Pearson, we just recently had our AGM virtually as well. So BARP is making sure that its members are always included in the digital platform and virtually, that we're using these platforms. And it's been really effective, and we've had some good response from our members.
I think that's a big lesson for a lot of us, you know, this is the way to go, move it. And if the retired people are doing it, what about all of us doing it too? No, one of the things that BARP is known for every year is finding ways to bring your membership together. And as you're saying, since we can't do it physically, we'll do it in this way, virtually. We'll still see each other, we'll still engage together what BARP is offering.
So, Pearson, that's why we ensured that we were also operating on the Zoom platform. And so that you can tune in. We want to see those of you who are listening from the overseas. We have some prizes. We want to see whose Christmas tree looks the best. We want to give a prize for the best dressed person, the best dressed couple. You know, you can shake a leg, the best dancers. So we really want to get in the Christmas spirit, and we really want to engage with you. And as I said, at the AGM, we had over 200 members participate, and most of them stayed for the entire AGM, which was a good 3 or 4 hours. So our members are really comfortable with the digital platforms.
I think a lot of people have now demystified BARP. They thought it was just old people thing. But to hear the younger people now that you're moving to including those in their 40s eventually, and the excitement, the groundswell of support is phenomenal.
Absolutely. We'll begin to take those 40 years and over from next year. But we already have a list of persons who said, I gotta get there, I gotta get there. But Pearson, it's not only for discounts, which people are talking about, and which BARP is known for, but we want younger persons to begin retirement planning or estate planning from early.
Yes, it's
and
so
we
critical.
also do lots of courses. We will be bringing new products and services on. We will be looking at the entrepreneurs who are over 40, who are over 50. How can we support them? So next year you're going to see a lot from BARP. You know, so persons may be retired from one position, but they're not retired from life. So so we're going to be there with them to make sure that they have every advantage.
And I so agree with the effort that you're doing, because, you know, retirement planning is such a critical thing. Before you know it, the time catches up, and then you realize, oh my goodness, I did not feather.
We were just young people.
Yeah. And I didn't feather my nest enough. So, you know, it's so important to get that information early. And that's where BARP plays a very critical role in helping one to strategize and plan your life forward. Because aging is while it's a graceful thing, it's not always as easy as one would think it is. So you got to be ready for it.
Absolutely, Pearson. We were planning very merrily and going ahead. We never expect something like the pandemic. And this pandemic is certainly going to have an impact on us long term.
Yes.
So those of us who felt that we were comfortable and we had it all in place, we literally have to go back to the drawing board. And what we are going to be helping our members, those who are 40 and above, also those who are above 60, 70, that you could withstand some shock. And so having seen COVID up front and a pandemic up front, I don't think we need to do a lot of persuading. And I suspect that a lot of the persons who are like 40, 42, 41 and so forth, who are looking at joining, have seen the impact of COVID and don't need much persuading to know that they always have to be planning for the future.
Absolutely. So let's walk through those details again. So folks, it's tomorrow evening. Don't think the time. It's tomorrow Friday evening at 8:30. I want to share with folks at home, we're going to bring up some information also you can track, because for those of you who are going to be joining in the Zoom room, you need to know how to log into the Zoom. So take a look at your screen. There's your Zoom information. We will also be posting this on our social media platform on Facebook. So like our Facebook page and you can see it all there, how to log in and be a part of this tomorrow evening is when we bring it home. BARP is bringing it home with the world-renowned Barbados Police Band.
Yes, you're absolutely bringing it home with BARP. We will also send out this link to our members, and it will be on all of our social media platforms as well as our website. So Pearson, we look forward to a wonderful evening and to really the start of our Christmas season.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And so the critical thing is tell your friends and families all over the world to log in. Because it's virtual, so it's available to everyone, everywhere. And if you're in Barbados, you can sit and just use the remote and turn on your TV and see it there as well here on TV8.
Yes, yes. We will even be giving a prize to the person who's logging in from the furthest. So we hope there's somebody sitting right now in Antarctica or the Arctic who will log in for their Christmas treat.
I love that. So get all dolled up, ladies and gentlemen. Have your Christmas fair ready. Have your Christmas tree, because Kim and those eyes are going to be watching. They're going to determine who wins the prize. So get your room that you'll be in the Zoom room ready and be as festive as you possibly can, because it's a beautiful occasion. It's an opportunity for all of you, all of us, really to come together in one space to enjoy this Christmas treat with BARP. And so it's going to be great. So Biggie Irie, RPB, Betty B. Did I miss anybody?
Chandra.
Yes. Now, people are going to ask, who's she? What do you say?
Well, you know, we always keep it intergenerational.
Yes.
And so she is a youngster with a phenomenal voice, and she has agreed. So if for no other reason that you tune in, you choose into a rising star that is coming.
Wow, wow. Now you got us good right there for sure. But the biggest thing above all of this, it is absolutely free of cost. Free of cost. So it's every reason for all Barbadians everywhere. You do not necessarily have to be a BARP member. You are just a human being who loves great music, who loves great performances as well. And we want to celebrate that at this time of year with BARP, because BARP is bringing it home as only BARP can, and as so many people have recognized over time. Kim, I want to thank you so much.
And
go ahead.
It will be safe. You will be able to enjoy this and participate from the safety of your home. And so that's why we thought we would bring it home with BARP.
Indeed, I love it. And that was so nice. Thank you so much, Kim Tudor. Good to see you again. And, you know, best
good to see you
best.
Too.
Always. You're welcome, indeed. Thank you so much for joining us.
Take care. Have a good day, too.
Likewise. Thank you.
Bye.
Kim Tudor, who's the executive manager of BARP, the Barbados Association of Retired People, and they're having Bring It Home right here on TV8, on Facebook, on Zoom, on YouTube, any device you have. You can watch it as well. It's a really good 2-hour concert featuring the Royal Barbados Police, Royal, take that up here, so the Barbados Police Band, RPB, Biggie Irie, Betty B, and a brand new artist who you will enjoy. And you get prizes to win. The Zoom information, we have shared it with you. We'll post it also on our Facebook page on Mornin Barbados, and it'll be streamed across everything tomorrow as well to remind you how to be a part of the Zoom room and show your excitement and appreciation for what's happening as well. It's going to be fantastic. Don't miss it tomorrow evening at 8:30. It starts on the buzzer. We're coming right back with even more here on Mornin Barbados in just a moment.
Bringing it home with BARP, the Christmas edition. Swing into the season with the Barbados Police Service Band as they perform their greatest hits, along with RPB, Betty B, and Biggie Irie. Friday, December 17th from 8:30 p.m. Live on CBC TV8 and on all social media platforms. Join the Zoom to win prizes and lots of surprises. Bringing it home with BARP, the Christmas edition.
Morning, morning, morning.
is a saying you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Minutes now to go to the hour of 7 o'clock. Yesterday, before I get to my next guest, we had such a grand old Duke of York time yesterday as we celebrated CBC's 58th anniversary with our game show, Radio versus TV. And dare I say, Radio massacred TV. It was quite thrilling, quite fun. Peter Aline was the quiz mistress, and you know Peter and her comedic behavior. It was really, really fun. Representing TV yesterday was Wendy Burke and Cassandra Crawford, and for radio there was Mr. Blood and Derry Bowen, and they did very, very well indeed. We had a fun time. If you want, you can go back on our social media pages and you can see it again for yourself. We know a number of you would have had a bit of a power outage, so you may have missed some of it. We got all of it, and it's on our social media pages, so go check it out. It was really great. Thanks to 94.7, the best 24/7, the only station on the island that is 100% Bajan. So it was really, really good yesterday. So if you missed it, again, check it out and have the laughter. There we are. That was in our little culture space. That's Derry Boy nearest to you, Mr. Blood next to her, Cassandra, and then Wendy. And there she is, Miss Quiz Mistress, Peter and her antlers. It was really quite fun. Lots of laughter as they engaged with each other, and there they are receiving their prizes at the end of it all, being runners-up, Wendy and her newsprint, and Cassandra, and there are the winners, Derry and Mr. Blood, and their vouchers to go off and enjoy some wonderful gifts as well. Thanks to our marketing department for the full support in making this happen. So, as I'm being told in my ear, Mr. Blood looks like a big president that stood up from beneath the tree to take a picture. They teased him so much yesterday about his jacket, but you know, he's a good sport, so he had a really good fun time. You can hear on 94.7 weekdays at 2 in the afternoon for the best afternoon show ever with Mr. Blood. All right. Let's meet some young people now, shall we? Let's head over first to meet this young lady. Her name is Chanel Coppin, and she runs her own business.
Hello.
Chanel, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning.
How are you doing today, Chanel?
I'm good, and you?
I am doing very well, thank you for asking. Chanel, you're 24 years old, and there it is now, you're a business owner, running your own business. As a little girl, was that part of your dream?
Not really.
Really? What was your dream as a little girl?
Well, when I was small, I wanted to be a lawyer.
A lawyer?
Or an actress. Yes, please.
Why those two areas?
Well, my mom used to tell me I used to talk a lot. And I like asking a lot of questions. And I asked like a lot of questions. So the lawyer and then the acting, I fell in love with it when I returned back to school. I did returning fifth. And then I fell in love with it, and I liked it ever since.
Ah, you act too?
Yes, please.
Oh, so you're that kind of creative kind of girl. This is fantastic. What school were you with?
Lester
At the Lester Vaughan School. And so at the Lester Vaughan School, what subject areas were you most interested in?
You mean from the beginning to end or returning faith?
You tell me.
Well, to be honest, in returning faith, my main focus was theater arts.
Okay, more so into theater arts. But here it is now. You're operating your own business. It's called Nays Palace 246. What is that?
That is an online clothing store.
Mm-hmm.
I sell clothes, shoes, baby items, hair accessories, lashes, jewelry, but they are pre-orders. Well, the clothes, the shoes, and the clothes and shoes are pre-orders. I would bring in the lashes
Mm-hmm.
and jewelry if I can, but if I can't, well, then they will be pre-orders as well.
So why this form of business? Why an online store? And what are your challenges in doing this?
Because of the COVID, unfortunately, I had to be home, and I was trying to find a way to survive and provide for my little girl.
Mm-hmm.
So my boyfriend at the time, he was telling me about it, and I was also seeing it going around on Instagram. So we just said we would give it a try. The challenges would be that it's slow 1 minute and then fast the next, but it's there.
So you stumbled upon something magical, and here it is, it's working for you. So you said
Yes.
it's done by pre-ordering. So if someone wants something, they contact you, then you get that
Yes.
something, and then they pay you. Is that how it works?
They pay first, and
Mhm.
then I put
You
it on
order.
my bank account, and then I place the order. When the order is placed, I send confirmation, and then when the item gets to Miami, I then send confirmation. When the item gets here, I then send confirmation. When I go to receive it, I then send confirmation, and then we meet and we get the item.
This send confirmation suggests to me that you understand the value of customer service. The customer needs to be kept in the
Yes.
loop, because if not, an unhappy customer is not a good person to have around you at all. So how has response been to the business so far?
What do you mean exactly?
Oh, that's great. So where can people find your store, your online store? How can they contact you?
My number is 830-0769, or you can go on Instagram at nailspalace_246.
All right, there it is the information, folks, on your screen, and you can see how you can contact Chanel Coppin, who is 24 years old. She didn't see herself eventually heading this way, but she has a little one that she needs to take care of, and so she's using this opportunity to do so. How old is your little one?
She's 2.
Oh, that must be a darling and a blessing, eh? What happened? What happened? Were you smiling about? Because I can imagine when she looks up into your eyes and she sees mommy glowing brightly because mommy's being successful. That must translate some message to her, don't you think?
It's true, yes, please.
What kind of assistance do you have with the operations of your business?
It's just me for now, but I have a partner who does the delivery and a photographer who will take the pictures of my brand ambassadors.
Nice, nice. So what's your best advice to other young people today who sit at home and feel as though, oh, woe begone me, nothing is working for me, I don't know what to do? What do you say to them?
Well, you can find something you like, because it doesn't have to be online clothing like me. It could be something that you always wanted to try. Just go with it. Just remember that it doesn't always start off good. It takes time. Just keep the faith and focus on your goal.
Mm-hmm. You said as a little girl you dreamt of being an attorney at law or an actuary. Are you still on those paths, or what else are you doing?
Well, after school, I wanted to do the acting stuff, but I never I wanted to go BCC, but I didn't get the money to go to further so I could get the certificate and stuff. So I just kind of let it go, I guess.
Yes. So is this all that you do then? Nays Palace 246?
Yes, please.
I really hope that people support you, because you have a lovely little daughter who needs your support, and so I want people to really fully support you so you can pass it on to your daughter as well. So no doubt this is a business that keeps you awake almost 24 hours, because you're trying to fulfill people's needs and orders. How much time in a day do you dedicate, or do you have a shut-off time where you say, you know what, I will deal with that tomorrow? Do you do that?
I don't have a shut-off time. Anytime the call, message. I don't have a
And,
shut off thing.
and you'll just do it. Just do it. What do the people around you who live near to you think about what you're doing?
I'm not sure because no one has come to say well congrats or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So the only person I would really say is my next door neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
She posted some stuff for me, but in terms of anybody else coming to me, no one did. But it's fine.
What about family support? Do you have that?
Yes, of course. My sister was my first customer when they brought in my lashes, and she hasn't stopped since then. Her and my mom
Wow, when they
and my
buy from each
cousin.
other, that's good. You know, sometimes siblings think, you must give it to me, as opposed to I having to purchase it from you. But they trust you enough to say, I'll give you, I want to invest in you. What does that mean to you to know that your mother and your sister support you in this kind of way?
It means a lot to me.
Tell me a little
It
bit more
means a
about
lot
that.
to me. My best friend too, she does post my stuff. All of my friends, really and truly, all of my friends does post my stuff, buy stuff from me and stuff like that, support me in any and every
Right.
way.
So you have your
As
support
soon
from
as I,
people. So you have
yes,
support
please.
from
As soon
people
as
who
I
love
send,
you.
yes, please. As soon as I send my videos, because what I do, I go on my site. I use TikTok to do the videos. So when I send them out and give them the prices and stuff like that to post, they post it right away. As soon as it hits their inbox, it's up.
Do you have limitations on what it is that you want to order for people though? Do you say, okay, I'm only ordering shoes, I'm only ordering dresses, or do you say, whatever it is that you want to order, let me facilitate it for you?
Right, whatever it is they want, I order.
There's no problem. You have no problem with a discussion about what it is. So if somebody calls you today, Chanel, and say to you, I want to order a refrigerator. You're laughing? What do you what do you say?
That's not a clothes. That's not clothes.
That's a different kind of discussion now, right?
Yes, really.
Fair enough. But the point is, we initiate that discussion with you, but we can give you a call and you can have that discussion with us. So you can say, okay, you know what, maybe you need to, because I think that's perhaps the best place for you to go, or perhaps I can help. That is so very, very important in terms of customer service, I believe, that you still take the call and you can negotiate from there to see whether or not you need to refer them or that you will take on the job yourself. So every day, Monday to Friday, pretty much this is what you do all day long, and it's so far so good. And we want people, remind people how they can contact you once again.
My number is 830-0769, or you can go on Instagram at Ney's Palace, NEY_Palace at 246.
Right, so all of that is on your screen. Give Chanel a look up. Give Chanel a call. Give Chanel a message, because Chanel's place, her Ney's Palace 246, can help you by helping you connect with that product or service that you're looking for. So give her a check out today. And what's your daughter's name?
Her name is Nevaeh.
Say it again.
Nevaeh.
Oh, Nevaeh. Oh, no, that's the second time in my life I've met that name. There's a little girl who I know whose name is Nevaeh as well. So sweet, it's a beautiful name. Thank you so much for joining us today, Chanel. I wish you only the very best indeed. And we wanted to recognize you today as a young mother and a young business owner, passionate still about what you're doing and making a big success of it. And we wanted to support you today and let you know that you are, for us, one of our exceptional young people. Continue doing well what you're doing, and give little Nevaeh a kiss for us here at Morning Barbados as well. Okay? Happy time to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Very welcome indeed. Her name is Chanel Coppin, and her place is called Ney's Palace _246. So, Maria Marshall is the youngest youth advocate in the Eastern Caribbean, and that is something we need to celebrate. She's a young environmentalist, as you know. She is passionate about the environment, and she also makes movies. And there she is with one of her favorite devices in her hand, her camera, as she captures moments everywhere. She's, of course, dressed in the national colors, beautifully indeed. Little Maria Marshall, who has been our guest several times over here on Morning Barbados, we salute you this morning as well. She's now the youngest And so that's another one from beautiful Barbados that we're so immensely proud of. Our young people stepping up and stepping out and showing the world that from this little 246, we can too be some of the very best there is on earth. We're going to take a break here and we're coming back with more on Morning Barbados. We will also today be making a call to one of you to win in our Christmas promotion. Look out for that. We'll meet the young woman who placed third in the parish talent as well. And there's a northerner who is doing some fantastic things in the north of the island, and she will tell her story with us right here on this Thursday when we feature exceptional young Barbadians. It's 3 minutes after 7. Let's get an update on the news. Here's Shane Seeley.
Thank you, Pearson. Here's your 7 a.m. headline news. Despite no reported cases of the Omicron variant here on the island, the Pan American Health Organization wants Barbados and the region to maintain COVID-19 protocols as the variant is spreading rapidly. Speaking exclusively to the Morning Report, representative for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean countries, Dr. Itade Gibre, says PAHO and the World Health Organization will work with regional ministries of health to monitor and respond to the situation.
What we have been doing so far is that to learn more about this virus, the mutation, whether the SARS-CoV-2 lead to emergence of new transmissibility, if the disease will be severe and in presentation, and then effectiveness of the vaccine or whatever treatment we have, and also the diagnostics. So with the Barbados Ministry of Health and then the government, we are looking at all these aspects.
As Barbados eases some of its COVID-19 restrictions for the holidays, the PAHO representative says health officials here and Barbadians need not to drop their guard. He explains what's required for the Omicron variant is much of the same as what has been done in responding to Delta.
Delta has created a great havoc in our health system. We have lost people, many people have been infected, and then they are living with chronic conditions. Therefore, we don't know the level of Omicron and transmissibility, about severe disease. So we have to continue to work with existing effective interventions. People have to be vaccinated. People have to continue to have the social measures to reduce congregation in crowded places. Therefore, even if there is some easing being provided for the holiday season, individuals have to take very seriously that COVID is still with us, and then how to protect themselves.
The COVID-19 death toll is now 255 here in Barbados, this following the death of a 68-year-old man yesterday. He passed away at Harrison Point Isolation Facility and he was unvaccinated. Meanwhile, we hear that 78 new cases of COVID-19 have been detected, 35 males and 43 females, and that was recorded on Tuesday from among 1,053 tests conducted by the Best dos Santos Public Health Lab. The number of people in isolation facilities was 193, while 1,502 people were in home isolation. Under the National Vaccination Program for COVID-19, the total number of people who are fully vaccinated here in Barbados now stands at 140,662. Prime Minister Mia Motley disappointed and angered about the industrial action taken by the Unity Workers Union. The Prime Minister says the disruption was being caused to the country by the removal of nursing services and the comments made by the leader of the union, Senator Caswell Franklin. She says the sick and elderly should not be used as a platform for political battles.
As it relates to the silly season, I'm ready to fight people where they want to fight in the silly season in the political arena. But do not use sick people or elderly people as the platform on which you are going to fight political battles. Do not do it. It is not fair to them, and it's not going to make a difference to you in the long run either. So let us be very, very clear that this is not worth it, and let us fight the battles where they need to be fought in the political arena. But in the industrial arena, if we're going to be here, let us adhere to what we know industrial practices best are.
The situation, which sees some 30 nurses withholding their services, has also not found favor with other unions and members of the social partnership. Meanwhile, government has unveiled plans to reopen Barbados' entertainment sector in the short order after extensive consultations with the Social Partnership Committee. The Chief Medical Officer, the Most Honorable Dr. Kenneth George, has announced the new protocols for open-air events. Here's what he had to say.
Open-air events. These will be mass gatherings or large gatherings of people in a single space, and therefore the density and numbers to that event first need to be agreed to by the Ministry of Health, specifically the COVID monitoring unit. Therefore, all open-air events must apply to the COVID monitoring unit with concurrence from the NCF with respect to the numbers that can be accommodated at those events.
Under the new directives, event promoters and artists must provide proof of a negative COVID-19 rapid antigen test and be fully vaccinated. Meanwhile, patrons will be required to present either a vaccination certificate or negative COVID-19 test. And for those of you lovers of cricket, live action is on MCTV. That's channel 308. Australia and England doing battle. Australia in the driver's seat right now, 213 for 2. That's the latest score. David Warner, he was out for 95, but Marnus Labuschagne, he's on 95, not out of 256 balls. James Anderson and Stuart Broad are in the team. Those changes have made no difference. That's your 7 a.m. headline news. I'm Shane Seeley. It's back over to you, Pearson.
Shane, thank you. We're 9.5 minutes after 7 o'clock. We'll take a break here. We're coming back with our Crumbs question of the day.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It is 11 after 7. Time for you to get on your phone now to give me a call on 228-5562 or 228-5563, because here comes our Crumbs Bakery question of the day. You call me to answer this question. It's a very, very, very simple question to answer. The question is, what is the most popular pea used by Barbadians at Christmas? What's the most popular pea used by Barbadians at Christmas? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Those are the numbers to call to answer that question of the day. What is the most popular pea used by Barbadians at Christmas? If you don't know this, I don't know what you cook. So what is the most popular pea used by Barbadians at Christmas? 228-5562 or 228-5563. We're 12 minutes after 7 as we speak. So let's get on the phone, get busy, get cracking, talk to me. What's the most popular pea used by Barbadians at Christmas? Let's wait to see if we get a call coming in. 228-5562, talk to me production crew, or 228-5563. So let's get those calls on the air. What's the most popular pea used by Barbadians at Christmas? I'm not asking that question again, but I know you've figured it out. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Good morning, hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Oh, that's good to hear. You're very welcome. Where are you watching us from?
Thanks, hello.
And what's your first name?
Rashida.
Hello, Rashida. That's Rashida with an R?
Yes, please.
All right, Rashida. Do you think you know the answer?
Yes, I do.
Don't answer me yet. Do you like to cook?
Yes.
Are you really good at cooking rice?
Not really, no.
Why do you say you're not really good at cooking rice?
Because it don't come out like how I want it to come out.
How do you want it to come out?
Like my mommy one.
Now, how? Describe your mommy one.
Come out fluffy and nice.
Fluffy and nice. And yours come out hard?
Not really.
So describe yours.
Pardon?
How? Describe yours.
Mine just come out either too soft or too dry.
Oh dear. So you haven't figured out the magic to get it just right yet?
Nope.
How old are you?
22.
22. I was going to say shame on you, because you're no better than me anyhow, so I don't feel too badly then. I like my rice friendly and cloggy. How do you like yours?
I like mine fluffy and a little
Pardon me?
wet. Fluffy and
I didn't
a
hear
little
you.
wet.
Fluffy and a little wet. Same
Yeah.
thing like me. It eats a whole lot better, don't you think?
Yes.
All right, so I'm done teasing you now. What's the answer for me?
Green peas.
Correct, girl. Green peas. Do you have any growing in your backyard or anywhere outside?
Inside it's brown. Inside of
Pardon me?
inside of the ground.
Oh, you have, but you do
brown,
have,
yes.
you have some.
Yes.
And when you planning to pick them?
Pardon?
When do you plan to pick them?
No, my grandmother's picked them.
What about you, Rashida? Can you go there and pick them?
No.
Why not?
Sun is be too hot.
Because
The sun is be too hot.
Rashida, listen to me, girl. The sun is expected to be hot, first of all. You
Plus,
just need to
I
do.
got a young baby.
Oh, how old is the baby?
She's 6 months.
Oh, that's beautiful. She's 6 months. What name have you given to her?
Renesmee.
Say it again?
Renesmee.
Spell that. Who?
Pardon?
Anesne
No, Renesmee.
or Renesne? How did you come up? How did you come up with that name?
Also a TV show.
Guilty as charged. I don't know that TV show. Renesne. Fair enough. All right, I take your word for it. So Rashida, congratulations, and thank you for being such a wonderful person with whom I could talk this morning. Stay on the phone. We'll take some more information from you. All right?
All right, thanks.
You're very welcome. Rashida from St. Philip. She won today by saying to us that popular pea at Christmas for Bajans is green peas with rice. Nice. We're going to take a break. We're coming back with more. That is it for today's Crumbs Bakery question of the day. Back after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hi, my name is Akeem Chandler Prescott. I'm from St. Michael, and I'll be doing a spoken word piece entitled If a Bullet Could Talk. What if a bullet could talk? I wonder what it would say. Cheap, rental communities are the playgrounds for gunplay. Father time is swing by on a Sunday in a 2001 Hyundai to take your life and go chain just for an entree. No, 2 sons, gotta collect 2 sons. Well, grief is painted on a mother's face. No, was this fate? Or was your son just an easy food, sort of criminal gourmet? We would only know if a bullet could talk, would it say what you want? If a bullet could talk, and would it speak with the same tongue? When you're married to a life of crime, it's kinda hard to find an appropriate gown for the bride. The streets replace the owls. The preacher is replaced with a big guy on a block. It won't stop, not even if a bullet could talk. And every time it speaks, everybody runs screaming. A body drops and leaks the crimson meaning. It's followed by coldness like the last 2 seasons of the year. If a bullet could talk, I wonder what you would hear if a bullet could talk.
When I watched that, I am telling you, I was lost for word because it was so gripping. That young man joins us now. Akeem Chandler Prescott, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good to see you again, my friend. Good to see you. Listen, Akeem, where were you on the night? You were not there.
Yes, a lot of things was happening. I didn't get to go there, but I was so annoyed with myself because when I saw that I was like, oh whoa, how can I miss this?
Yes, how could you miss it? But it was so good, so impactful, and that's what you won, representing the parish of St. Michael. Now, if a bullet could talk, why did you approach that subject in that way?
Well, I wrote a piece back in 2019, and I was dying to perform it at something, but shortly after I wrote it, COVID hit. And obviously everything kind of freeze up, and it was like, I want to present this in a theatrical way, because when I wrote it, it was just a page poem. And then I added the music to it, and I need to present this on some national stage in some creative way. 2019 was a very bloody year for Barbados. We had a lot of shootings around that time. So like every month or every week, I would wake up and I would know somebody that either get charged for like gun possession or got shot. And I was like, yo, there are a lot of stories that are just emerging every month from people that I know around gun violence. So I wanted to somehow encapsulate that into word or into speech or into theatrical piece.
Look at the bottom of your screen if you can and see if you can see those words.
Yes, I see. Yeah,
wow,
that's
he
crazy.
brings me to tears. Great talent. Let me tell you, it was so riveting, right? That when you pointed the gun to the camera, I ducked. I actually, it felt so real, honestly. And that's what that's the kind of emotion I suspect that you want from those who receive your work, that they feel themselves a part of it.
Yeah, definitely. Spoken word is if stand-up comedy appeals to humor, spoken word appeals to the heart. So every time you do a spoken word piece, you want people something, especially when there's a sensitive topic as something like gun violence, because people have lost actual people. So you need to show it the reverence that it deserves and show the subject matter to give it the space that it needs to exist. So I definitely had to get in character because I was having such a good day when we actually did the recording, and I was like, no, I need to summon this emotion when I get on the stage. So I had to get into character for sure, and having the prop gun and the gunshot wound, I think definitely helped.
Some people think that people who are into spoken word are I was going to use the word weird, but you're different. What is it that you think that separates you, that makes you so different from everyone else?
I don't think it's a choice, I think poets naturally see the world differently because you can't see the world on the surface level and do poetry. You need to dig deeper, you need to get below the surface, you need to go below the layers. So you have to see yourself fully, you have to be fully self-aware because you can't give a new perspective if you don't understand something yourself. So you have to understand yourself and understand what you're observing and then find a way to package that where when you speak, you give some sort of value to people. So I guess we could be a bit eccentric because we're probably looking at things, what people say, too deep.
Yeah.
But we're probably just looking deep enough because you need to examine things for what there is. This life can be very weird if you don't be aware. Things can manipulate you. So you need people that are aware. And if you are not aware, could speak on things so you could become aware of what's happening. So I try my best to be as deep as I can or as penetrating as possible with the words.
I keep wondering then, how do you live? Because you're always beneath the surface, finding different points of view. Do you come up for air and enjoy what the other people are enjoying from time to time?
Yes. It's interesting you say that because I was actually examining like the life of my non-creative friends the other day, and I was like, yo, we see things so differently. Because like, yes, for example, right? I don't know if you can see this painting, but here is actually one of my photos that I took.
Okay.
It's a child house that was abandoned, right? And I said to myself, at some point in time, this was someone's paradise. This was someone's home. So in the window, I like Photoshop out the window and had like a view to a beach. Almost like the house was a portal to a beach. And when I saw the house, I literally saw that. Like when I passed the house on the street, every time my camera, I saw that.
Wow.
The person that was with me did not see that, obviously.
Yes,
So
yes.
just something as simple as an abandoned house, my brain goes somewhere completely different, right? So I think it's just a way of life at this point. Like being a full-time creative, you naturally just like that. You wired like that.
I'm telling you, it's a weird way to wire for real. Because I'm just trying to imagine. So for you, that's fun. And others look at it and think,
yeah.
You're so morbid. Don't they?
Oh, I don't even think I'm morbid because If a Bullet Guitar is probably one of the more serious pieces that I do. A lot of my work, well, I guess a lot of my work is probably serious now I think about it, but some of it can be a bit humorous, some of it can be a bit romantic because poetry does have its romantic moments. But I'm surrounded by creatives, so I don't notice. I don't think I notice the difference between me and like the average person because everyone around me is kind of like that.
Yeah, you just do you and you meet those who are like you and so be it. Life is like that after all. So here it is now. You are the one adjudged with the most impactful act at the Spirit of the Nation show. You were not there, but you heard about it. Were you on the island, by the way?
I was. I actually, as I was watching it, right, I was with my mom. I saw the notes third place. The guy Raquan Hines, I think, got most original. He did
Yes,
spoken word as well. So I was
yes.
super excited for him because it's like poetry getting represented. So then they called
Mhm.
second place. And I was like, I wonder who wins. And then they called my name. And I was like, wait, I won? What? That doesn't mean what? What is happening? And it was like a whole celebration. So yeah, man, it was real interesting.
Right,
Real
so
interesting.
for how many years now have you been doing spoken word?
I started in 2016. I was rapping though. I was a rapper before this spoken word.
Mhm.
So when I started in 2016, a lot of my spoken word pieces were just reimagined rap songs that I didn't get to release at the point in time. So I would say that I truly started doing authentic spoken word in 2017. So it hasn't been a long process. It feels like a lifetime, but it's only been about 4 or 5 years at most.
The folks on the line are saying they hope that you reach greatness, and so do we here at Mornin Barbados as well. That you
Yeah.
do reach greatness, excellence indeed you represent. So for you, being able to hone your craft and to be better every time, I know that you love to read as well. So what is it that you do so that you perfect your art moment by moment, time by time?
Oh, I love this question, Pearson. I do a lot of things. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, right? So the process of creating goes through a lot of peer review sessions. So if I get an idea for example, I'm trying to write a Christmas piece. I'm not very Christmassy as an individual, but I would immerse myself. I'm very method in this way. I would immerse myself in as much Christmassy things as I can, get as many opinions as I can from different people, and then try to find like a common thread between everything that I've heard. And then I start to write from there. And once I start to write, then I go into more like a sonic realm, how I want this to sound. Because I listen to a lot of different forms of music, from like country rock to rock and roll to soca, bashment, all sorts of stuff. So I started going through, do I want this to sound like a bashment poem? Do I want this to sound like a Travis Scott type of rap song? What do I sonically want it to sound like? And then that would inform the writing as well, because the writing then have to reflect that genre.
Right.
So it goes through a lot of periods of creation. So by the time it reached the public, like if a bullet could talk, had like 7 different iterations before what you saw on that stage. So the creative process is pulled from just a lived experience and from as most genres as I could find, because nothing in art is truly original. Everything is somewhat copied or manipulated. We've been here for no tens of thousands of years. Somebody had to create what you created before, or at least had the template or the skeleton. You may just put on more muscle or put on more fat onto the body, but everything has existed before. So I try to pull this from many places as I possibly can, so you get like an authentic, something that feels real. And then your lived experience, because nothing can ever be copied. Your lived experience cannot be copied. That is your life, unless you have clone. So once you can pull from your lived experience and pull from a lot of other places, you can then find something that is truly special. So the process involves just immersing myself in a lot of activity and then immersing myself in silence. So I could hear myself think, I could gather all the thoughts, and then I could plot a course of action of how I want this piece to sound and look like and present it to the world.
Balance in everything indeed. You know, and you're still so young, and but you're so good. And here, seriously, so how do you project yourself? What do you see even down your future road? What do you see it to be?
Well, spoken word recently got allowed at the Grammys.
Yes.
For a long time, spoken word albums were not really nominated at the Grammys. So now that that's a thing, that would be great. Winning a Grammy Award for spoken word, especially for Barbados, that would be incredible. I think spoken word has the ability to become, for Barbados, what Afrobeats is for Nigeria. Because bashment soca and spoken word are one of the 2 original art forms that we have here right now that the young people have created. You can't copy Barbadian spoken word because you don't live a Barbadian life. Also, our accent, you can't copy that accent. So if we can take spoken word, if me and my peers can take spoken word and make it within the literature community worldwide what Afrobeats is for music for Nigeria, and give Barbados that identity, that would be amazing. And if it could be one of the people that help spearhead that and be one of the key players in that transformation, that would be great. That is something, international recognition for Barbadian poets is something that I am very interested in right now, and international acclaim, because we're only 300,000 people, right? So, and we got so much stories to tell. And I was having a conversation about someone the other day, we need to publish, because Hollywood could come and hear a story and decide, well, look, we can do this. So we the Bajans, we need to publish our stories. We need to package them, encapsulate them into different products and disseminate them to the world and own it. So down the line, I definitely want to go into the cultural administration of the genre. I definitely want to also produce more works that reflect different genres and hopefully have something symbolic with respect to nationality. Because I feel like poets, we don't immortalize a lot of Barbadian moments the way we should. Like the Republic transition, for example, Cindy Celeste performed at that. I hope she
Yes.
does something with that piece digitally so it can exist outside of that performance, so we can have moments in Barbadian history that is actually immortalized within the genre. So that is also something I looking to do. And if I can help other poets do that as well, I definitely dare.
Wow.
Because we gotta make this thing happen.
Well, when you look back at this video, you will see all the comments that have been flowing through for you, with people supporting you fully and the work you're doing. They are truly impressed, as we are here at Morning Barbados as well. So, what's the next big gig for Akeem Chandler Prescott?
The next big gig is sleep. Honestly, it's been a rough year. It's been a very busy year. I've been going like all through the year. So right now I just want to rest the 2022 and see what 2022 brings. I imagine February is Black History Month, African Awareness Week, and Valentine's Day. So I imagine something is going to go on in February. But for now, December, sleep. It's my next big gig for me. I don't want to see no stage till next year.
I get you, my brother. I get you indeed. Akeem Chandler Prescott, you know, on the Thursday, we salute young people. And not simply because you are the most impactful at the Spirit of the Nation show, but because you are so good at what you do. And so we recognize you this morning as one of our exceptional young people from Barbados, in Barbados, and to the world. And we encourage you to keep doing what you're doing. You're doing it very, very well. So thank you, Akeem. Thank you so much.
Yes, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, Preston.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Good to see you. Can we get a little bit piece more before we go to break? Please, please, please. It is so impactful. Let's see if we can get some more of Akeem Chandler Prescott's If a Bullet Could Talk.
It could talk. Would it say what you want? If one of these bullets could talk. If a bullet could talk. If a bullet could talk. Barbados. Barbados is in survival mode. Our firewall has been compromised by an imported code. The source is the ports and the coast. It goes deeper than just guns, cause we don't manufacture none but some. Some people like to think a solution to a problem is better than prevention. The youth can't get an intervention for a problem that is not their invention. Their actions is a mere reflection of what they saw. So if we can blame the young people, we got to blame all. Unless everybody gets involved, this problem will never be resolved, and these bullets will never ever talk. But what if one of these bullets were to? What if a single bullet was to? If a bullet could talk, would it say what you want? If a bullet could talk, if a bullet could talk. Violence is always followed by silent complaints. We don't like talking to the police, but somehow want the crime rate to be contained. We just be quick to get hype and keep noise, but our energies are never the same when we are the ones to blame. We gotta lose our personal egos for the whole to gain. Otherwise, another brain gonna be scattered in the road. When you take a shot at chasing fast money, you always got to reload, cause the clip can't hold enough for tomorrow. When that bullet talks, I bet it ain't saying hello. So yo, what if one of these bullets was to? What if a single bullet was to? If a bullet could talk, would it say what you want? If a bullet could talk, if a bullet could talk, what if?
I'm feeling exposed, but I can't hide no more. I can't hide. As the sun shines down on all of my glory, my flaws don't look so bad at all. What was I so afraid of? Every part of me is a vision of a portrait of Mona Lisa. Every part of me is beautiful, and I finally see I'm a work of art, a masterpiece. Oh, oh, oh. Who is this I tried so long to find, filling my head with lies that I'm not good enough? Then I heard something in my ear tell me I'm perfect. Now that I know the truth, time to show and prove. Every part of me is a vision of a portrait of Mona Lisa.
That's the masterpiece from St. Lucie right there. Her name is Maya Sobers. She came third in the parish talent thing, but hey, she won in all hearts. Maya, good morning to you.
Good morning.
There were two things I saw that I thought was so interesting on that night. One, at the end of the night, I saw the celebrations on the Parish Independence Committee's Facebook page, how you guys just got together to celebrate. That was awesome. But then when your name was called for third place, you responded as though you had won. I thought that was rather interesting. How did you feel when I announced your name?
It felt surreal. It felt great just to be there, just to be in the presence of everybody. It felt good just to be a part of the parish talent. It just felt good, even if I didn't win or not.
Yes.
Just placing and being there was a really good experience. So being in the place was really, really good. So that I had to not act, but I felt like if I did, because I was very thankful just to be there.
Oh, that's fantastic. Your face is still brightly beaming following that experience indeed. And you know, one of the questions that crossed my mind is, great, St. Lucie placed, but who is Maya Sobers? Where are you from?
I am from the parish of St. Lucie, at Perfect Corner, St. Lucie.
Aha.
And I am just me, if I'm being honest with you. I just love doing performing arts. I am part of Operation Triple Threat as a whole. And I do performing arts because it's my passion. I just love doing it. I don't see myself doing anything else.
Really?
If being honest with you. No.
Wow.
Someone asked me, has your career changed? I said no.
So what is it?
Doing this.
What is it about theatre arts that gripped you so strongly that you cannot see yourself doing much else?
The process to get to the finished product is very interesting and very interesting to me, because the amount of preparation and technicality it takes, it's very interesting, and not a lot of productions or things in general have that much preparation, but to put on a show or just do a performance is so much work, and I like that because it gets my brain thinking and how to approach something differently.
The adrenaline rush is something else, right, Maya? So, if you don't mind, how old are you?
I'm 14.
I beg your pardon? You're 13. Maya,
14.
your approach, say it again?
14.
14. Your approach to handling that song Masterpiece suggested to me that you were much older. But the level of the voice control was truly outstanding. So with who, do you train for this?
I don't have active voice lessons, But since I am a part of Operation Triple Threat, I do train on a weekly, 3 times a day. But yes. But
get you.
if I'm like one-on-one, no. But I do train on a I do practice, yes.
Yes. So, do you know my nephew John Michael Boeing? Do you know that name?
Yes.
That's my boy. That's my boy. So this is really fantastic. So now I'm curious as to why did you enroll to be a part of Operations Triple Threat? Because of the theater?
Yes. I think my first performance with Operation Triple Threat was when I was 5. And ever since that, I just fell in love with it. Like I've probably been Operation Prep for like 9 years now. I haven't like dropped out. Just like even if school gets hard, I'm like, you know what, I'm still doing this because it keeps me going.
Yes, it is a really, really good organization, Operation Triple Threat. So which productions were you in for Operations Triple Threat?
Okay, I was in Suzuko Junior. I was in Madagascar Junior. Not Fame.
Into the Woods?
No, I wasn't in that one. I watched it though. I was in Honk Junior. I was in Matilda.
Wow.
I think that's like all of them that we like produced. Then we were like did little shows that we did.
So you were not in the theory of relativity that just showed?
Oh yes, I was.
My, get it old, you get it old and forgetful. What school are you with?
I am in the Alexandra School.
Not a bad school. I mean, that's the sister school to Coleridge and Parry School, which is my school. And my sisters went to the Alexandra School. Many of them did. And my aunts as well. So this is fantastic, Maya. I mean, talk to me about the night, though, when you got home, having attained the position. And so people are saying Maya is so exceptional, young lady. Beijing youth talent is superb. So talk to me when you got home and how the celebrations went.
Okay, so even going from the Frank Palmer Hall, since St. Lucie like took away like not everything, but like a lot. We were like celebrating from the car. We were like just having a ball. Then I got home to all the text messages from my friends. They're like, "Oh, I saw you on TV. Like you were so good. Like your performance was exceptional." It was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you." It was like overwhelming, but like overwhelming with love. So it wasn't like, you know.
Yes. What did your parents think or say?
My mom and my dad were very, very proud. Since this was like my first competition I've ever done.
Yes.
I'm not really part of competitions, but for the Parish Talent, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a go and represent St. Lucie. Because I was like looking for something else. So I did it. And like, here we are.
It was, I mean, to the point where social media was just a buzz with the achievements of St. Lucie. And that made all of us immensely proud indeed. But I had no clue you were only 14 years old. As I said, your approach, your ability to use the stage, and because you've explained the training you've had, now I better understand how you understood this use of space, how you were able to control your voice, how you were able to transmit the message in the words and the voice, everything. It's really, really good. Janelle Headley, I hope she's watching, because if she's watching, she is so proud of you. As so many of our people who are on our social media pages, like Slender Glenda, whose birthday is today. Happy birthday, Glenda, by the way. She says, beautiful young lady, keep up the good work. Blessings indeed. Fiona Griffith, who was herself a part of the Spirit and the Parish Independence Committee at some point, she too is sending lots of blessings to you. And so many people, including Patricia Ben. So they're all there. There's Fiona's comment. She says, look at that sunshine face. Maya, I'm so proud of you and your win. Your voice is amazing. I pray success for you, St. Lucie, I come from. And so knowing that you have all of this groundswell of support from the folks of St. Lucie, how does it really make you feel?
It makes me feel loved. It really, really does. Like if I was to like, you know, when I go and do my other studies or just do anything in general, I know that I'll have an immense amount of support from St. Lucie, from my family, from my friends, just like the amount of overwhelming support. It feels really good.
Oh, that is nice. So Maya Sobers of Pie Corner, St. Lucie. This old face is breathing brightly as well, because I too am immensely proud of you. As you saw on the night, I was so overjoyed I couldn't contain myself at points. But to know that you're so young and you're doing so very well already, you're so well spoken, you carry yourself well. Everyone, Rocco, this is your man here on the screen as well. He's a proud St. Lucie man, and he's very proud of you as a young woman from St. Lucie as well. We commend you today. We wanted to support you and to let you know that you are for us one of our exceptional young people. Please cure that voice. Make sure that you take great care of it. And we're looking for more exciting things from you, Maya Sobers. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome indeed. Oh, she is sweet. I didn't even know she was only 14. So let's watch a little bit more, if you can, yes, of Maya, and then we'll go to break.
Every part of me is beautiful, and I finally see I'm a work of art, a masterpiece. Oh, 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 oh. Now I see the pretty colors on my canvas. I'm a work of art. I'll share my picture with the world. I'm not afraid to let it show anymore.
"11 minutes now to go to the hour of 8 o'clock. Our next guest says she has no problem with you calling her a country girl or a north girl. And that's good to know. Her name is Zaria Griffith. Zaria, good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you doing, Zaria?
I'm good, and you?
I'm very well, thank you for asking. Why are you cool with being called a country girl?
Because I grew up in the north, and both of my parents are from the north, so I am rooting for the north.
You got me, brother. You got this brother here right behind you, girl. So from the north, what parish from the north?
I'm from St. Lucie.
Hello. And where exactly in St. Lucie are you?
I'm from Crab Hill.
Crab Hill. Look at that. Which part?
Avistown.
Avistown, as a matter of fact. Well, that's good. This is fantastic. Now, it's been a little while I've driven through Crab Hill, but nonetheless, it's a well-known spot in St. Lucie. Now, Zaria, you're only 21 years old, and you have a passion to be a motivational speaker. Why do you say so?
Because I'm an empath, first thing first, and I'm very passionate about helping people and letting people become their best selves, encouraging them to be their best selves.
How did you know that you had that capacity to be so empathetic?
It just happens. I just care for people. And when I see them having problems or struggles, I just have this urge inside of me to want to help them.
That is so beautiful a spirit to have at such a very young age. I hope you never lose it. I hope nothing ever happens to you to cause you to be daunted by that. But in doing all of that, by having all of this empathy and the need to help people, you've started your Bajan Health Corner. Tell me about that.
Well, the Bajan Health Corner started last year, but now we are looking to get some structure into it. We offer natural juices, naturally sweetened juices, and we also do crops. And what I am planning to do is to grow them organically without any sprays or
Nice.
insecticides, pesticides.
So you offer these juices we're seeing on our screen at the moment. You have the pineapple lemonade, delicious. Cucumber and ginger is one of my absolute favorites. Sorrel, you can have the green monster, the kale and spinach and carrot punch. Those are really quite refreshing, and they're all natural, no artificial sugars included, right?
Yes, please.
This is sweet. And so how has it been operating your business, the Bajan Health Corner? Has it been a struggle for you?
Oh, honestly, yes, there have been highs and there have been lows, especially in the startup where there wasn't much structure and have to do a lot of advertising and marketing to get yourself up there.
And so far so good, though.
Well, it has been a process, highs and lows, but it's getting better now.
Yeah. Where is the corner? Where do you operate from?
Here at my home in Avistown, St. Lucie, but what I am looking to do is to build a shop with all the regulations in place, of course. But I'm looking to build a shop where I can have my operations there instead of doing them in the home kitchen.
Okay, makes sense. I mean, you're expanding, so that's what's important. So, because I love the juices, how can people now get in contact with you so they can get some of your product?
Well, you can find me on Instagram, the Bajan Health Corner, and you can also contact me at 825-1267 on WhatsApp.
All right. Now, Miss Zaria, business is business.
Yes,
so what is it that caused you to go into the business in the first place?
Well, being busy and trying to do classes and courses and go on these different endeavors to be your best self, I realized that being healthy is very important. The way you eat affects how productive you are.
But so far, and I'm told there's a flea market or something you also do?
Yes, please.
Talk to me
It's
about
the
it.
Northern Flea Market. Okay, the Northern Flea Market, it is in Spikestone, next to the terminal. The playing field next to the terminal is this Saturday, December the 18th. It starts at 8 a.m. and finish at 5 p.m.
All right, so you're having a Northern Flea Market, a Christmas sale at Mahaika Playing Field, which is that big playing field next to the bus stand in Spikestown. And it's this weekend, December the 18th. It starts at 8 in the morning till 5, but you're reserving stall space, so people can call you now and book those stall spaces or the car boat space.
Yes, please.
And folks, if you're watching, look at the bottom of your screens. You can see the numbers are right there, 822-2345, 822-2345, or 825-1267. And Zaria will be happy to accommodate you in her Christmas sale or flea market. And we will post this poster on our social media page, on Mornin Barbados Facebook page. You'll see it there as well, so you can still follow up. When do you close off registration for those spaces?
Well, we pay our last payments the very day before.
Okay, so we can still do so. And when we come to the flea market, some of any and everything, right?
Of course.
That is great. So Bako says he's standing next to me with a big broad smile. More St. Lucie, sweet indeed. And so we encourage you. So people all over the place are encouraging you to continue doing what you're doing very well. You say you went to St. Lucie Primary, right? I don't know. Do you know a lady by the name of Mrs. Graves? Was she your principal or teacher then, Gladwin Graves?
No, please.
Or she left by then?
Miss Robinson. I only remember Miss Robinson.
Oh, she left by then, I suppose. Now, this lady I asked you about is my eldest sister, Gladwin Graves. So I was just wondering if that was one of the same. Fiona is also saying, Zara, you are truly excelling and matured over the years. She goes on to say, another proud moment of one of our exceptional youth in St. Lucie. So again, the St. Lucie people are also supporting you. I want them to support you in your Bajan Health Corner, and they can contact you to get those natural juices, all natural sugars, and they can also support you in this upcoming flea market on the weekend at Mahaika Playing Field by reserving a stall space or a car boat space, or come and buy at the Christmas sale, the Northern Flea Market's Christmas sale. That's so important, right?
Yes, please.
And naturally, all the protocols will be observed while you're there at the Mahika playing field. Right. So, Zaria, all the best with this. I want to wish you only the very best, Zaria. As you saw and as you've heard, you are for us one of our exceptional young people, and most of all, from the parish of St. Lucie in Avis Town. So thank you so much, Zaria. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you also.
You are very, very welcome. Zaria Griffith is her name. She's doing great things. I promised you, we have 3 minutes. I wanted to call someone today to give them a chance to win in our Christmas promotion. And can we do so now? But we'll take a break right after this. We'll do it a call.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Alrighty then, let's see if we can do this as swiftly as we possibly can. Time for you to answer your phone now. You call me before we're calling you now. Dial tone, answer your phone correctly, and you can win in our Christmas competition. So, here we go. When you hear your phone ring, you know exactly how to answer. There are no bonus chances today. That was yesterday. But today,
the number you have dialed has not
that
been
answer. That is not the answer when we call you. Remember, folks, give us the right number, 1 or 2. Make sure you top up your phone with your credit and have them switched on and fully charged. When you hear the phone ring, you answer your phone promptly and you answer your phone correctly. And you're winning today. You're winning a basket of goodies. So let's see who we'll get on the phone today and if they become a winner.
Well, give me for Christmas.
Ah, good morning. How are you?
I'm all right.
Oh, yeah. How did you know to answer your phone that way? Answer me, man.
I always answer the phone that way.
You serious?
Anybody call at this time, what you gonna give me for Christmas?
and they look at you, well, listen to you and laugh at you, right, girl? What are you doing? What's your first name?
Cynthia.
Hello, Cynthia. Congratulations. Thank you for answering the phone the way we want you to answer the phone at this time of the year. Indeed, what are you going to give me for Christmas? Cynthia, you've won yourself 1 basket of products, compliments of Aunt May's. Great seasoning. So you got a lot to do, right?
Yes, please.
There you go. You got it sorted out. So, Cynthia, congratulations. Someone from our marketing department will call you to make arrangements for you to get to your voucher or your basket. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you too, Cynthia.
Have a happy
Congratulations. Likewise. Thank you. Cynthia is our winner this morning. She answered her phone promptly and correctly. What are you going to give me for Christmas? That's it for today, folks. Thank you so much for joining us today. For our little crew, my producer, Alicia As Grant. We have our technical director is Ruel Ford. Sound is Mr. Michael Sobers, and a master control, Doreen Chase. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, if it be God's will. Take care. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.